Hello there. Just testing. Testing just to make sure everything's going okay. Going according to plan. You're all very welcome. Okay, I'm going to go into broadcast. Hello there. You're all very welcome. I'm going to just wait another couple of minutes just to make sure that it's 7:30 and make sure everybody's on. So we'll just mute for a minute, and I'm going to share my screen now in 2 minutes. So we'll just wait. I'm just testing. And you're all really welcome. Delighted to have you all on board this evening. And we'll just wait 2 more minutes just until everybody else is on. We just wait 2 minutes, okay? Thank you. Just going to exit full screen here now and get my own screen up so I can show you the webinar. We can have a good old chat. So I'm going to just share my screen now. Share screen. And I'm going to put it into presentation mode just to make it easier so you can all see it properly. Okay, let's get going. Well, you're all really, really welcome this evening. I'm so delighted to be with you this evening, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm beaming up to you from sunny Wicklow. It's a gorgeous evening here in Ireland, and welcome to all my overseas participants as well. So you're all really welcome to the webinar tonight, which is Unlocking the Blocks to Your Weight Loss in 3 Easy Steps. And that's me, that's my picture for those of you who don't know me. So today I'm going to show you what's really holding you back from losing weight. I'm also going to show you 3 ways in which you're sabotaging your weight loss and how you can start enjoying making healthy choices that will begin to make a difference immediately. So I'm dying to get going to have a chat with you all. At the end of this webinar, you will understand what's really holding you back from losing weight and keeping it off. And how are you actually self-sabotaging without even realizing it? And what action can you take immediately that will start to make a difference? So if you stay till the end of the webinar, you will be very clear on what actions you need to take to unlock your blocks to losing weight. I will teach as much as I can in the 60 minutes, and I'm also going to share with you how you can get more. And I'm also going to include a very nice bonus, but you'll just have to wait until the end to find out what it is. So trust me, it'll be worth waiting for. So if you wouldn't mind, please get focused. Please turn off your phone or put it on silent. Get yourself a notepad because you probably will want to take some notes on this. And if you could ask somebody to watch the children, please, I'd really appreciate it. So you can actually just really concentrate on what I'm saying. So a little bit on my background. I've been working for the last 12 years on helping clients to lose weight and to be healthier. And I've got some amazing journeys. I'm going to share some of them with you. And over those years, I've learned that there's a lot involved, not just around food, which is a huge part of it, obviously, but around mindset. So I'm going to be sharing a lot about that with you over the coming 60 minutes. I have had my own struggles with weight, a number of years ago, and I did learn how to actually change my mindset. you know, in my early 20s, I was going to one of the slimming clubs, and my friends used to call me the cottage queen, the cottage cheese queen, because I was always eating cottage cheese and celery. And to be honest with you, I didn't even like cottage cheese, so it really for me wasn't the way to go, you know. But I did get success, but it was all very short term success at the time. So in more recent years, then I I lost about 10 pounds in total. So I didn't have a huge amount of weight to lose by the time I was getting to, um, you know, to actually start helping other people. But I I lost about 10 pounds in total, but it was my shape that changed and my mindset. And I have managed to keep that weight off and have kept it off ever since. And it's really because of my mindset. I've learned how to manage the mindset. And the whole key behind it is I now don't want to eat the wrong foods. And when I look at them, I actually don't desire them. Now, I'm not saying I don't ever eat, you know, chocolate or whatever, but I know how to manage it, and I don't actually go crazy looking for it all the time. I don't crave it in the way that I used to. So I'll share a little bit more with you about that as well. And I have been coaching others to help clients as well. So I do have a lot of background and experience in this area. So some stories from some of my clients. This is Brian. Brian's a local guy in Greystones here with me in County Wicklow in Ireland. And this was his story. He's a big, long testimonial for me, but this is kind of the highlight of it, really. So, working with Margaret was the best decision I ever made. It was the start of my always learning education on food and nutrition. I haven't looked back since. I'm still going to the gym and trying to eat healthy. The greatest part of being on my journey with Margaret was having to be accountable. That makes you stay on track. And I lost over 4 stone, that's 56 pounds or 25 kilos, depending on what way you measure it, working with Margaret, and I've never looked back since. And that's Brian Whelan. He really got an amazing result. He was very focused, I have to be honest with you, but he found the whole accountability thing working with me was a huge piece of the jigsaw for him. And he did manage to change his mindset because he hasn't put the weight back on. And that was a couple of years ago, that story. You know, so that's a really good success story for me. And I love hearing from him. And then here's Anne. The support from Margaret, sorry, I just have to, I can't see that properly, but um, she just said the support was great. And she's quite a closed person, so it takes time for her to open up to people. So she found with her, I worked on a one-to-one basis. So these are two different clients. And the detail that Margaret gives me each week helps a lot. She's actually still coming to me, Anne is. This program really works for me and my lifestyle. I lost 2.5 stone or 35 pounds or 15.9 kilos. I would recommend Margaret to anyone, but remember, you have to do the work. Margaret is a fantastic support, and that's Anne Shannon. And look at the difference in her photograph as well. I mean, she just looks amazing now. She is still coming to me, kind of to just keep things on track for maintenance, and I love meeting up with her and hearing her story. Again, she loves the whole accountability piece, and she does show up every week because she finds that it helps a lot. But that's part of the support that I give. So a little bit more on my background. As I said, my friends used to call me the cottage cheese queen. But in addition to the mindset, I've had to learn how to understand some limiting beliefs that I had and how to combat them. And I will be covering a little bit about limiting beliefs in a while. So you'll find out a bit more then. So this is for you. If you're always thinking about your weight, never feeling like you reach your goals, or if you're on that roller coaster of constant yo-yo dieting, or you dread clothes shopping and looking in the mirror, or you feel like others are judging you by your appearance, or you fall into the couch at night exhausted and feeling too tired to go out and enjoy life, or you feel like the real you is hiding inside. A lot of my clients say that to me, and you know, I really do connect with everyone on an individual basis, working with them and, you know, helping them to actually show the real you. And that's something that I'll be focusing on very much. But if you can identify with any of these things, then this is definitely for you. Today, you can learn how to start immediately on your journey to feeling amazing and healthy, being delighted with all the compliments you're getting, being happy with your newly found confidence, being able to think more clearly, having the energy to enjoy an active life with your loved ones, loving getting dressed up in your new clothes for a night out, looking forward to your holidays in your new swimsuit, enjoying booking spa treatments without worrying about who's watching and judging. As many of my clients do, these are all things that they've shared with me. These aren't things that I dreamed up. These are all testimonials that my clients have shared with me over the years. So I'm looking forward to hopefully you feeling like this as well. So today we're going to cover what's really holding you back from losing weight. 3 ways you're sabotaging your weight loss without even knowing it. And how you can start to enjoy making healthy choices that will begin to make a difference immediately. So I will teach you as much as I can in the 60 minutes, and I do promise that at the end I will show you how to get more. So let's get started. So what's really holding you back from losing weight and keeping it off? Some people say eating the wrong foods, not doing enough exercise. It runs in the family. I'm big boned. I hear so many different reasons. And to be honest with you, yes, all of these things have some sort of background, or some sort of um, truth, I suppose, in them. But I would challenge every single one of them, to be honest with you. So let's move on. So, sorry, moving backwards there. So I believe the main thing holding you back is actually you, specifically your mind. In the words of Marissa Peer, who's a famous hypnotist in the UK, you should Google her actually because she's really good on this area. But she says your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Now, let me explain a little bit more about that. So, when I'm stressed, I need chocolate or wine. Is this something that you can relate to? Or when I'm tired, I need sugar, comfort food, alcohol, etc. So going back to Marissa Peer there for a minute, you actually give your mind subconscious messages without even realizing you're doing it. And when you do that, so the main focus of your mind, actually one of the key things that your mind, the key job that your mind has to do is to actually give you a long life. And how does it do that? It tries to keep you away from pain. So how it keeps you away from pain is it tries to give you what you want. So when you give it subtle messages, it tries to give them back to you. So let's say you're having a stressful day and you're feeling low or whatever, and you're saying, okay, I'm feeling really low here. Your mind is going to send you a trigger. If you normally look for chocolate when you're feeling low, your mind is actually controlling that and sending you this trigger saying, I need chocolate. Chocolate's going to make Margaret feel better. Or I need a glass of wine because that's going to make me feel better. So in actual fact, that's actually not going to feel better, not going to make you feel better. It's actually going to inhibit you more. And it's going to make you feel worse in the long run because you're going to then feel guilty after eating the chocolate or if you've had the sugar or the comfort food or the alcohol or whatever. So what you need to do is actually start. Well, why this is holding you back is you've wired your brain with the wrong messages. And it is that simple. Now, it sounds very simple. And it is simple. And once you realize that, you can actually take control of it and do something about it. So, why is this holding you back? How does this actually impact on your weight? Think about it. Every time you're feeling low, you reach for a bar of chocolate, you reach for a glass of wine, and you say, oh, to hell with the diet in inverted commas. I'm not mad about the word diet because actually, if you think about, an animal, we talk about an animal's diet being the food that the animal should actually eat. And we call a diet, in a negative context, we actually refer to it as something that we go on for a short period of time. Whereas actually, we should be looking at our diet as the things we should be eating for the long term, the things that are going to help us. So anyway, can you see the real reason for yo-yo dieting. Why you continually revert to the comfort food, the wine, the chocolate, etc. when you're feeling down, because you're giving your mind the wrong messages. So answer this honestly. Do you want the result more than you want the bad food or wine? Have a think about that for a minute. Do you actually want the result more than you want the bad food or wine? If you answered yes, then you've come to the right place, because I can really help you. Because if you really want this, this is what you need to do. You need to retrain your mind. You need to feed it with different messages, and you need to tell it what you really want. And this is really important. And this means on a daily basis, you've got to retrain your mind, feed it different messages, and tell it what you really want. Now, I can hear some of you saying, I've done all this stuff before, it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Be very careful, because you make your beliefs first, and then your beliefs make you. So think about that. You form your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. So going back there for a minute, I've done all this stuff before and it doesn't work. So what have you done there? You've told your mind it doesn't work, therefore it doesn't work. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. And your mind works by repetition. So be very careful what you tell your mind over and over. Do you know that we have about 70,000 thoughts every single day? Think about it, and think about the ones that you keep repeating every day. You know, you really got to start thinking about this stuff. You need to tell your mind what you really want and keep telling it every day. Your mind is a muscle, remember, or, you need to rewire that muscle. So I can teach you how to change the messages. It's very simple, but like any new habit, you need to do it every day. So some examples of good messages. I love eating healthy salads for lunch. I love working out because it makes me feel good. I love eating nice fruit for dessert. I love getting out in the fresh air. I love having lots of energy. I love being fit and healthy. Can you identify with some of these good messages? And just going on to the next slide, the new wording that you should start to use is I have chosen because I love it. So let's go back and insert that. I have chosen eating healthy salads for lunch because I love it. But, don't just speak it, you got to actually feel it. And it's the feeling and the emotion behind the repetition of the words that's actually going to bring you the result. So going back again, I have chosen working out because it makes me feel good and I love it. And you start putting the emotion into it. I love it. I have chosen to eat nice fruit as a snack or for dessert because I love eating nice fruit. Who doesn't love eating nice fruit, by the way? But you just have to remind yourself, I love getting out in the fresh air. I have chosen to get out in the fresh air every single day because I love it. I have chosen to have lots of energy. I'm going to get out there and do a bit of exercise every day because I love it. And you do love it. Once you start doing it and just change the habits, you actually do love it. I love being fit and healthy. I have chosen to be fit and healthy because I love it. I know I'm sounding very enthusiastic now, but honestly, you have to be. Your mind has to be able to believe you. So you need to put a bit of energy and emotion into it. So moving on then a little bit, 3 ways you're sabotaging your weight loss. So giving your mind the wrong messages every day. Now I've kind of covered that. Using food to fill a gap. How many of you could say, yes, I've used food to fill a gap? Giving in to limiting beliefs. And I'll cover these two now in a minute. So using food to fill a gap. So sometimes we use food to actually anesthetize, that's a big word, anesthetize how we are really feeling. So as I said before, when you're feeling low, you reach for something unhealthy or you reach for junk food because you think it's going to actually make you feel a bit better. It's like you're treating yourself, in inverted commas. Again, I hate that word when we're applying it to junk food or food that's not good for you. you know, if you think about it, we've been programmed since we were little children to use the word, to conjure up in our heads, treat is chocolate or a sweet. You know, just think about the messages, the subliminal messages you're giving your mind all the time, you know. And remember, unhealthy or junk food releases a lot of the reward chemical dopamine, which is the reward chemical exactly as it is. So you feel you're rewarding yourself and you get this rush of dopamine when you eat a lot of junk food. So, one little tip that's very good is we need to find something else that triggers the reward chemical for us other than food. So, some examples would be yoga, jogging, dancing, sex, meditation, deep breathing. You know, find something else that triggers that reward chemical. Everybody's different. I'm just throwing out some examples there. But meditation is always a very good one, or just to do a little bit of deep breathing and kind of focus on inside. When you get those cravings for something, focus inside. So, a good idea is when you find yourself reaching for the wrong food, stop. You might see your hand actually reaching forward. The next time you do it, you're going to think of me. Stop, observe, take a few deep breaths, walk away. Walk up and down the stairs 10 times, or go out and walk around the block. Then go back and look the food in the eye. If you still decide to eat it, that's actually fine because you've made it now a conscious decision to eat it rather than grabbing and eating before you've even tasted the thing nearly. You're now going to eat it consciously. You're not going to feel guilty about it afterwards. You're just going to enjoy it and then leave it in the past. So you move on, and then you'll find you won't have as big a craving for the second whatever it is that you've reached for. Okay? Now, moving on then to limiting beliefs. As I said, I'm just trying to cover as much as I can in the short time that we have. So, limiting beliefs, what are they? Well, just to start, just think of a baby, or think of yourself as a baby. When you were born into the world, you're a complete, whole human being. And you're loved exactly as you are, and you have no beliefs formed at all. Okay? And that's really the way we're supposed to live our lives, that we don't grab all these beliefs from all over the place and form these limiting beliefs based on the environment that we're in. And up to the age of 7, you're actually the most impressionable, if you like, because you're forming beliefs around based on the environment around you. So I'll give you an example. You know, I was reading a book there recently, and they were talking about this, and they were saying, you know, this guy who, you know, when he was a young kid, his father used to get very angry with him for little things. One time he took up the remote control and thought it was like, he thought it was a submarine, and he submerged it into the fish tank. And the father came in, he had his hand in the fish tank, and he was trying to get the remote control out. And he was only a young kid, and the father went absolutely ballistic. And what limiting belief did this kid pick up from that? He decided that he was a pest, he was a bit of an idiot, and his behavior changed, and he stayed out of his father's way as much as he could. So, you see, that's just an example of one, okay? So, 3 deep-rooted beliefs, and they say that we all have some, if not all 3 of these somewhere going on. I'm not good enough. If I try, I'll fail. Or no one will want me. I'm not worthy. So have a think about those and see if you ever feel those things. They kind of highlight all the other beliefs that you've kind of gathered around you over the years, you know? So, how do we work on those limiting beliefs? You need to learn to fall in love with yourself again. You need to express self love. So, I challenge you, write down 3 things right now that you love about yourself. We're very good about beating ourselves up and going back to this. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to try that because if I try it, I'll fail and everyone will laugh at me. Or no one will want me. I'm not worthy enough. You know, think about it. So I'd like you to now write down 3 things right now that you love about yourself. And that's actually a really good exercise that you do every day, and express gratitude every day. This is some of the exercises that I use in my programs, to kind of teach you to start retraining your brain again. Ask yourself, what can I do to love myself more right now? A very good thing when you're feeling low. I had one of my clients there recently. I have this food and mood diary, which I love using because not only are you tracking what food you're eating, you're also tracking how you were feeling when you were eating particular food. And we highlighted that she was going really well, everything was going brilliantly. And then one week she had a bad week. And in her food, we went back over it, and things that happened that week. She had been hit with challenges of different, we're all hit with challenges every week, but these were particularly, tough challenges. And she reached for the wrong food. So we could actually track it. It was really, really interesting to track it and to see that she was using the food as a crutch. So what can I do to love myself more right now? And when you're feeling challenged, ask yourself that question, because that's going to start getting you some answers. Now, conditional love is a core limiting belief. So, for example, and these come straight out of the Margaret Breitling book. I went through this program with an American couple last year, and it highlighted a lot around limiting beliefs for me. And one of the things that I had was, if I get good grades, I will be loved more or accepted more. So I was always striving to get good grades, thinking that I was going to be loved more or accepted more. Subconsciously now, obviously. I mean, and, or I'll have a higher status when I get a better car or something in the future. So, that's a really core limiting belief. Love is actually unconditional. Real core, true love is unconditional. These aren't, if I get good grades, I'll be loved more. No, I won't. People love me for who I am. And you should love yourself for who you are. You are enough. You are enough. Think of that baby. You are a whole, complete human being, and you are enough. Just as you are. You just have to retrain yourself to remember you are enough. Right now, in this moment, you are enough. That's another message that I want you to take away with you from this webinar. So, how can you start making healthy choices that will begin to make a difference immediately? Now, Teal Swan is another person. I'd love you to Google her, YouTube her, and she does a good bit around weight loss. She does a lot of other really deep stuff. She's quite an interesting character, if you like that. She's a spiritual catalyst, is what she calls herself. And I love this abundance versus lack. So again, reiterating the you are enough theme. We should all be living our lives feeling abundant and in abundance rather than in lack. Okay, so when you're in your head thinking of, I'm going on a diet, in inverted commas. I spoke about diet earlier on as being a bad word, but anyway, you're thinking, I have to deprive myself. I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have the other. Now, Teal Swan comes up with this: introduce something new, something healthy. So, for example, today I'm eating an apple. So instead of feeling that you're in a feeling of lack and depriving yourself of something, you're actually introducing something new, something that you didn't eat yesterday, that you're going to have today. I'm just using the example of an apple. Maybe you have an apple every day, but you get the message. You want to be in a feeling of abundance. So you want to introduce good nutrition into your day. So every couple of hours, you should think, okay, I'd like to introduce a bit of good nutrition here now. Maybe I'll have a piece of fruit. Maybe I'll have a couple of nuts. Maybe I'll have a healthy snack. Maybe I'll have a few raw vegetables with a bit of hummus. you know what I mean? If you keep doing that, you're actually going to move away from the bad food in inverted commas um, much more easily because you're going to be more satisfied. And because you're focusing on what can I introduce, I'm going to be more abundant in terms of I'm having more. It's another good little trick. So focus on joy and release resistance. Because the more you resist something, so when you're on a diet, again in inverted commas, the more you resist something, the more you sabotage it. So focus on joy. And remember, going back to the Marissa Peer thing, I have chosen to eat a healthy food because I love it. You know, you want your result much more than you want that bad food in the moment. So I have chosen, you have to keep reminding your mind, I have chosen to have this lovely apple because I want my new shape more and I want to feel better in myself. It's all about feeling good inside. So do some simple, achievable things that you believe will help you to lose weight. These are some ideas to change. Do simple, achievable things that you believe will help you to lose weight. Find an activity that you enjoy. Create new habits, such as meditation, affirmations being, you know, like I have chosen to be healthy, to eat healthy. I've chosen to eat a healthy lunch, salad for lunch because I love it. You know, healthy, positive affirmations. Get yourself a gratitude log, you know, a little notebook where you're going to write, I am grateful for the good in my life. I'm grateful for, and, you know, these things need to be very personal to you. What are you grateful for in your life? So, you know, you want to change the negativity, the negative messages that are going on in your brain and change them to positive ones. So anytime you're feeling a bit down, start looking around. Say, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for this beautiful home that I live in. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. You know, this is really important. And read some personal development books, some books that are actually good for changing your mindset. You know, and these are all parts of the things that I incorporate into my course, you know, but these are things that you can actually do and start immediately, you know. I'm always reading some sort of a personal development book, and the one I'm reading at the moment is actually by Brendan Burchard, who is he's a great he's a great guy in America who's coached all sorts of people, including Richard Branson, lots of different people. He's a personal coach, a life coach, you know, and he's an amazing guy who's got a very interesting story. But this story is called Life's Golden Ticket. It's a story about second chances, and it's by Brendan Burchard. Just to throw that out there, I'm always reading something. Um, so just look, I hope you've got a lot out of that. I'm going to recap on just the things that we've focused on already. Your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Remember that. Your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. I want you to remember that you've got to give your mind positive thoughts all the time. Just remember, you are enough. Learn to fall in love with yourself again. What do you love doing that triggers the reward chemical other than eating? So remember that one as well. Abundance versus lack, the teal swan approach, which I love. Eat an apple every day or eat a new piece of fruit every day and do activities that you enjoy. There is no point in you saying, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and work out 5 days a week when you know you actually won't. It's got to be realistic. It's got to be something, do something small to start off with. And then you're going to be proud of yourself and you're going to actually overachieve probably. Give yourself a goal of walking 5 minutes the first day. You'll probably walk 15 and then you're going to feel great. So pick activities that you enjoy. So I think I've gone a little bit too fast, but anyway, I hope you found lots of value in today's webinar. I've really enjoyed sharing it with you. And you know what I'm going to do now is just show you how to use today's learning to bring you lasting transformation with training tools and lots of support. So bear with me, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of that. And there is a little bonus at the end of it, as I said. So your next steps, let me outline the steps that you will need to take in order to get the long-term results that are possible, whether you do it alone or whether you work with me. So steps. Step one is to heighten your awareness. I hope by listening to what I've been talking about, it will help you to heighten your awareness around the messages that you're giving your mind. Step two is going to be encouraging change. So it's how to actually change those messages and how to change your way of being. Um, Step three is helping to shift limiting beliefs that are causing you to hold on to weight. Now that I've highlighted them for you, and those three in particular, maybe you will notice them a little bit more and start trying to address them, observe them and address them. Step four, learning to create meals to balance nutrition and hunger. So this is something that I do a lot of work on, actually, just helping people to get the right balance in their diets as well. And step five, learning tips and tricks to be prepared and organized for continued weight maintenance. So I do a lot of that as well. But these are all things that, you can decide on. So if losing weight on your own hasn't worked so far, perhaps it is time to get support. You know, So my recommendation is to lose weight from the inside out. This is the way that I approach things. So learn new eating habits for the long term. Focus more on nourishing your body, which is crying out for good nutrition and hydration. Drink your 2 liters of water a day. Learn to change your mindset to want to give the body the fuel it needs to grow, repair, and rejuvenate. So it's just about changing the way you're feeding your mind with the messages. Shake off those limiting beliefs and step into your glory. Step into your glory. Shake off those limiting beliefs. I love that. Get ready to fall in love with yourself again as I take you on a deeply personal journey to the new you. You'll be amazed at how different you will feel inside and out. By the end of the 6 weeks, you should be well on your way to feeling amazing and healthy, to be delighted with all the compliments you're receiving, be happy with your newly found confidence, be able to think more clearly, and have the energy to enjoy an active life with your loved ones. How cool is that? Love getting dressed up in your new clothes for a night out. Look forward to your holidays in your new swimsuit. Enjoy having a spa treatment without worrying about who's watching and judging. Sounds good? So, I am starting a new 6-week online program next Wednesday, the 12th of July. From 7:30 to 8:30 is the weekly online webinar, but there's so much more than just the weekly online webinar. So what's included? The course will be delivered using weekly webinars with questions and answers, which will be recorded. Facebook private group with an additional weekly Facebook live post. So you'll be hearing from me more than just on the weekly webinar. Lots of handouts, questionnaires, the food and mood diary that I spoke about earlier, short videos about different things, lots and lots of interactive stuff. Creating new daily habits, working together for motivation, and the word that I didn't put in there, which is really important, is actually accountability. So you're going to be accountable in this program. So I'm going to be helping you to create new daily habits, working together, which will motivate you, and you will be accountable as well. This is really interactive with the opportunity to send me private messages through Voxer and email. So reach your weight loss goals and change your mindset so you never have to go through the process again, with support every step of the way. So my goal for you is that you change your mindset forever. You never go back to the old mindset. And that is my goal for you. That is my wish for you. And I will support you every step of the way. So the program investment, just how much does it cost? So the normal price for the 6-week online program will be €497, which is actually really reasonable. Founding members, because this is the first time that I'm actually running the course. So for founding members, I've decided to knock it completely down because I really, really want to help you. And you have committed to watching the webinar to the end and investing in yourself. And I really want to help you to reach your goals. That's what I'm all about. So for founding members, a once-off payment of €147. It's normally €497, and let me tell you, it will be €497 the next time I run it. Or you can just pay over a fortnight, €75 each fortnight. Now, we can't say fairer than that. Now, for just an extra €97, if you really feel you want the closeness of the one-to-one private working with me, you'll fill out a questionnaire. You'll do that anyway, but working closely with me, you'll get a 1 hour private one-to-one call with me, which you'll have done work for in advance, and a follow-up 2 half-hour hours during the course for just €97. So I'm basically giving it away. This is particularly beneficial if you do feel you want to explore the subject of limiting beliefs privately. So, some happy clients again. Margaret not only changed my life, she saved my life. Louise said that to me one day, and I actually teared up when she said that to me, because that's actually what I'm all about. I'm actually here to help to change people's lives. And that's really what my connection is with you. She actually said to me that I saved her life. I was really blown away by that. Brian said to me, so he lost 4 stone, 56 pounds, 25.45 kilos, and he's kept it off. He actually said to me, I would be either single or dead if I hadn't met you. Imagine somebody saying that to you. Like, he's very happily married with lovely children. And he said to me, I would either be single or dead if he kept going the way he was going, if he hadn't met me. And then Anne said, the support from Margaret has been amazing. The detail Margaret gives me each week helps a lot. This program really works for me and my lifestyle. I lost 2.5 stone, 35 pounds or 15.9 kilos, and I would recommend Margaret to anyone. So thank you, Anne. So the real value of this program, well, let's look at what you're actually getting. You're getting 6 weeks coaching from me, value €997. 6-week program content, €497. A bonus community support of €197. Facebook Lives, €297, and a food and mood diary of €97. To be honest with you, that food and mood diary you'll be blown away by it, even though it's a very simple concept, but that alone is brilliant. So the total value of this course is €2,085, but the actual price that I'm launching it with for founder members is €147. It's an absolute steal. It's a no-brainer. And you know why I've done this? Because I really, really want you to get results. I want to work with you and help you to get the results that you want. So what is the cost to you? The cost of new clothes, ha, ha, ha. We'd love that cost. The emotional costs as well. You need to think about the emotional costs. Emotional cost of not having the energy to spend quality time with your family. That was one thing Brian said to me. That was actually straight from him, where he was plonked in front of the TV every night watching TV, never having the energy. His kids were young at the time and never having the energy to get up and play with them. Now he plays with them all the time. The cost of missing family and friends events because you feel judged. I hope to God none of you feel judged, because you know what? You're probably not being judged. But if you feel that inside, let's change that. The cost of passing down bad habits and mindset to your children. You might be more aware of it after this webinar, but honestly, you do really seriously need to think about what you're saying to your children. It's actually really important. Does it make sense to pay 147 divided by 6, which is $24.50 a week for 6 weeks? That's only $3.50 a day to change your life. Finally, let go of your food habits that don't serve you and live your best life. Let go of your food habits that do not serve you and live your best life. I had to make changes too, and I'm still working on myself. As I said, I work on my mindset every day. I did lose 10 pounds and I kept it off. I don't crave those bad food choices anymore. When you pass that old McDonald's sign, and I used to actually get this craving for a Big Mac. Sorry for mentioning Big Mac, but anyway. And I don't anymore. I would walk past and I'd kind of say, oh, I actually don't want it anymore. And I love feeling like that. It's great. Now, as I said, I'm not saying I don't ever eat any any of that food anymore, but I don't eat it regularly. And I make a conscious choice if I decide to eat it. I work on my mindset every single day. I work on my limiting beliefs constantly. Let's work together. Let's do this thing. Again, the real value of the program is €2,085, and the actual price for this one time only is €147. My guarantee to you, when you join me on this program, you will experience changes in your life and the way that you eat. Everyone's experience is different, but I know you will experience a positive change. And I would love to help you to find that positive change in your life. Get started today. You can just get started for €75 if you want to spread the cost out. I really, really want to help you. I want to ask you something. If all this program did was to make you more aware of your diet and to help you eat healthier on a daily basis, wouldn't that be more than worth it? I believe you will get a whole lot more. I believe that the weight loss will be just one benefit. And the overall feeling that you will have inside and the journey that you will go on with me will be so much more. My real question is, what is the alternative? What will you do now if you don't get the support that you need? Where will you be this time next year? Just have a think about that. Now, I really do want to help the founding group for the founding program. So I want to keep it small to ensure that you get the support that you need. So I will be accepting a maximum of 15 people for the online program and a maximum of 6 people for the one-to-one work. That's the core one-to-one work of that's the €97. Please don't delay or the offer may be closed. And once the 15 people are in, that's it. The next time it's running, it will be a minimum of €497. I'll decide at the end of the 6 weeks, but that is going to be the minimum that I'm going to be charging for it. I did say that I'd give you a little bonus, and I don't have this on the slides, but I'm actually going to offer everyone who signs up within the between now and next Wednesday. That's provided that there are still spaces left. I will give you all a 1-hour one-to-one consultation free with me. Now, having said that, if you feel you need the extra work on the limiting beliefs, it is going to take more than 1 hour. So I would strongly recommend that you take that offer as well. But I've just decided that I really, really want to help you. And I'm going to offer you the one-to-one 1-hour coaching in addition, completely free of charge. Now, you can't ask for better than that. Now, how do you actually sign up? Just log on to www.margaretbreitling.com and then go into the 6-week program. You'll find it quite easily when you go onto my website. Now, please bear with me. My website is still in development mode, and I do need to do a little bit of work on it. However, the program is up there. So scroll to the end of it. So click on, you may not be able to click onto this looking at this screen, but it's www.margaretbreitling.com. That's MARGARETBREITLING.com/6-week-program, spelled the American way with a /. Excuse me, but even if you go on to margaretbreitling.com, you'll find it. You'll see a heading there fairly easily, okay? So click on it to join, margaretbreitling.com. Final recap. Does this make sense? I hope you're as excited as I am about working together, because I am so excited about this program. Let's do this thing together. This is the start of the rest of your life. Go for it. Now, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, just email me on margaret@margaretbreitling.com. Sorry, I didn't put that up on the slide either. So it's margaret@margaretbreitling.com, or you'll find it if you go onto my website. If you have any questions about the program, if you're not sure about anything before signing up, but I promise you, you will never get it again at this price. So just make the decision. make the move and make it happen. And I really look forward to working with you. Thanks for listening. Bye.